I am once again outside dealing with bugs on this glorious summer day with a very important announcement. I, Mme La Prof, am a weeb.
When I never felt that, come on, yeah.
Now, I don't know since when the term weeb exists, but if weeb means anime fan, I am it. I know it's a very recent term that's being used to describe people who are excessively passionate about manga and anime, but I have to say, I've been a fan of anime for a very long time. Like my first experience with Japanese style animation dates back to the very early 80s. No, not Astro Boy, although I know it existed. I just didn't watch it. They were showing it in French on the French channels. But yeah, no. I watched what was called G-Force at the time. And I know that there's a guinea pig version of this movie, but it's not in. G-Force were people, teens, who had costumes and suits that embodied a certain type of bird. I know in some places they called it Gatchaman, I think. I didn't do any research for this. I'm just talking from my heart. I'm talking to you about why I love anime. And I'm going to specifically talk about one anime that I have recently discovered and why I think as an educator I relate to this anime in particular. But before I continue, I know that some of you are asking me, oh, which animes have you watched? No one is actually asking that. I'm very well aware of it. My fan base is very, very limited. But we can fix that if you like and subscribe and share this video with other people. So please do not hesitate. Like this video, share it, subscribe, and maybe my fan base will increase by maybe 5 people by the end of summer. Who knows? When I was a kid, I always felt more, I don't want to say more attracted to the Japanese style animation. Like, I loved any type of cartoon. Bugs Bunny, even Disney, all of these types of Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera was really big back in my day. Back in my day, we used to watch the original Scooby-Doo. Initially, when I first saw G-Force, I felt there was something different about this style of animation. I felt there was something very unique. It had a vibe to it that you didn't really get watching Bugs Bunny. And let me be clear, I am a huge Bugs Bunny fan. I love Bugs Bunny and the Bugs Bunny universe. I love them. But when I watched something that was created in the anime style, there was something different about it, and I connected to that. Well, of course, you know, many people my generation who grew up watching that style, it was really sappy, melodramatic type of series like Belle et Sébastien. Oh, I know they did like an animated version of Les Miserables, I think. There was that one. And there's also Goldorak and Albator, but like I didn't really like that style. It wasn't my thing. So like in the late 80s, early 90s, it wasn't hip popular to watch this type of animation. It wasn't a thing. It was things for little kids. Fast forward to my CJEP years, so mid-90s, okay, early to mid-90s, but you know, I'm rounding it out. I get to see an anime that looked hilariously funny. I mean, everyone in the sci-fi club I was part of was watching it, and they thought it was hilarious. I didn't make much of it. It's like, oh, it's an anime. It's Japanese animation. And already I knew there was something different about this anime. Fast forward another couple of years, I am living with my husband, well, my boyfriend, we weren't married then, and he says, you need to watch this series. This is awesome. This is fantastic. And it was the same series that I caught a glimpse of when I was in CJEP, and it was called Ranma 1/2. And that was the door opening again, it had shut to my passion, my love for anime. Well, from that point, and yes, I could start talking about what is Ranma, but we'll be here for another 20 minutes. So Ranma opened the door to a bunch of other animes. Of course, my husband said, you've got to watch Akira, you've got to watch Ghost in the Shell. The original, the movie. We watched a whole bunch of other series. The one that I particularly liked was Tenchi Mio. There are other offshoots, I'm very well aware of it. But the original one of my favorite series. I watched also Cowboy Bebop, I watched Trigun. Just like with my books, I'm very picky when it comes to my anime. Loved Neon Genesis, except the last 2 episodes. And the OVAs, we don't talk about those. It's like the Highlander movies. There's only one. I'm very picky when it comes to my series. I like Neon Genesis, but any type of other mecha type anime, no. I will like the I think it's called isekai, the isekai type of anime, which is you're transported to another time, another place, and I like that. I like fantasy genre too. I like that type of setting. It's not bound to reality or realism. You know, you can have magic, you can have fantasy, but I also like the realism. I love the realism. I like the more realistic type of anime as well, storyline that is. So I'm gonna like series, for instance, like Love is War, or Love versus War, and that made me laugh. But I'm also gonna like The Devil is a Part-Timer. That killed me. I loved watching that. I'm gonna like Azumanga Daioh, which is very much based in reality and realism. But I'm also gonna like The Irregular at Magic High, which is also, you think it's based in reality, but no, it is based on Earth, but people have magical powers. Okay, so, but then someone will say, oh, you are going to like this. I start watching an episode or two and I'm like, eh. So I'm picky with my anime as well. And just like my movies, I don't like gore. I really, really, really don't like gore. I don't like horror. I might injure 1 or 2 episodes, and then I'm just going to say, nope, 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 nope. So that being said, my husband is always trying to, you know, show me new anime, and I'm picky. I'm picky. He watches maybe 5 series at a time. I can only handle 1. About a year and a half ago, I see him watching this particular show. And of course, I'm concerned because, you know, the first thing that pops into my mind is are you watching hentai? Because I keep on hearing, you know, girls moaning. But it's not. It's not. He says, no, this is not hentai. Okay, then why am I hearing these sounds? I watch a clip, and I say to myself, okay, this is amusing, but I don't think I'd be able to endure an entire series. Okay, it's funny, but whatever. And then, about a year ago, so 6 months had passed, he says, do you want to watch an episode of Food Wars? So wait, that's the show you were watching about 6 months ago, right? Yeah. I just didn't finish it. Do you want to watch it with me? I don't mind rewatching the first episodes. I kind of roll my eyes, SMH. Sure, why not? I couldn't stop watching it. I could have binged watched the entire series right then and there. But unfortunately, we had dinner reservations. Okay, well, yeah. Food Wars. Okay, so once again, I don't want this video to last 25 minutes. I'm already at 11 minutes, and then I'm going to do some editing and some. But yeah, so Food Wars works on the concept of what we would know as a foodgasm, where you take a bite out of something and it's so good, it's orgasmic. Okay. So how do they translate that into anime? let's just say this is not an anime that I can show in class, okay? No, there's no overt nudity, there's no sex, and actually it's pretty clean when it comes to any sexuality or sexual behaviors. There's not. They're just working on that concept that this food is so good that it'll knock a bit more than just your socks off. The main story is that this 16-year-old boy, his name is Soma, gets sent by his dad, who is the owner of this unassuming little ma and pa restaurant, corner Costco type of, family-style restaurant. He gets sent by his dad to a prestigious culinary school, where if you want to advance your skills or obtain favors, or I don't know how to say it, to get some cred, you challenge other students and even professors if you want to into a food challenge, a food competition called Shokugeki. The title in Japanese of the series is Shokugeki no Soma, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize for my pronunciation. And this is the kind of anime that I relate to as an educator. Why? Very simple. So the main character, Soma, he wants not only that street cred or that culinary cred, call it what you will, but he wants to be the best of the best, but not in an arrogant way where I'm going to quash everything. No, it's cute. It's endearing. He wants to learn. He wants to learn, and he is ready, willing, and he defends the weaker ones. He is quick to defend those who don't have the energy, the strength, the courage to defend. So you would think, as a typical anime character, when he is faced with defeat, and trust me, he deals with defeat often, you would think, oh my God, he is sitting in a corner, moping, bemoaning, blaming everyone. Okay, he's pissed. When he faces defeat, he is upset. However, you quickly discover, because he never backs down, he keeps on going, when he's faced with another challenge, he has learned everything from his failures, absorbed all the discoveries that he obtained in these competitions, in these failed competitions, to improve his own cooking. And even his competitors will say, oh my God, I can't believe he used this technique and these ingredients and his interpretation of these two things and created his own dish. And when it comes to learning, when it comes to failure, as an educator, I want my students to understand that. When you're writing an essay, sure, I have to show you what I need to evaluate you at the end of the year. You have to follow the rubric. But nothing's preventing you from putting on like your own flavor, your own sauce. You don't have to use my words. Make it your own. I want students to deal with failure the same way Soma does. The same way he views failure, as in, how can I improve what I'm making? And I wish our educational system would see failure that way, in the sense that you're allowed to try again. You're allowed second chances. You're allowed to redo your exam. You're allowed to redo your assignment. Who cares if it takes you 3 years to finish something that's supposed to be done in 2? There's no one who will judge you if you succeed on your own terms. And that's what I love about Food Wars. And I can't say the same thing about other animes. But like, I'm going to be a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of Food Wars. And I haven't started season 5 yet. You can give me spoilers. I have no compunction in like reading up spoilers, looking them up. Like, I love them. But like, I wanted to share a bit my passion for anime, and my love, especially for this series. And yeah, and maybe you can share in comments your favorite anime. It's always a pleasure talking with you guys, and on that note, have a lovely day.